Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Clifton Pope with HFWB, and today I want to talk about something that a lot of us high achievers, busy professionals, and parents tell themselves all the time. I'll rest later. When is later exactly? When the kids get older, when the business is more stable, when work calms down, when the bills are paid, when the season passes. We've all said this before at one point, right? But here's the real question. What is I'll rest later actually costing you over 10 years? You know, we focus on the short term so much, sometimes we need to pay attention to the long term, because the truth is constant stress doesn't just disappear, it compounds. That's something that I've learned the hard way a little bit. And if you've never slowed down, and if you've never built even in tiny moments of mindfulness, stillness, and reset, it will cost you. What will it cost you exactly? Your energy, sleep, health, your peace, relationships. So let's kind of walk through this to see how we can overcome this, right? Picture the first year. The cost is manageable. You know, you might be functioning pretty well on the outside, still showing up and performing, taking care of your responsibilities, but underneath all that, the stress is already leaving clues. You're more tired than you used to be. You're sleeping but not really resting. Your body feels tighter, your patience is shorter, your mind is always on, and at this stage, most people say, I'm just busy, or this is just life. I'm guilty of this. I know that for a fact. Only thing difference between me and a lot of people is I'm consciously aware of it, and I'm finding ways to grow and improve on it, and you can too. Because, you know, we always say things like I'm just busy, or this is just life, or I'll slow down eventually. But what you're calling normal might actually be the early stages of overload. Trust me on this, because this is where tiny mindfulness moments can make a huge difference. You don't need no hour-long retreat. You don't need to go disappear into the mountains, although those things sound great and it will get the job done. But if you need something quick and easy, how about 60 seconds of breathing, a 3-minute body scan, 1 minute stillness before checking your phone, a mindful walk to your car, you know, small things that basically tell your nervous system you do not have to stay in survival mode all day. Now, fast forward to the 5th year. It's affecting more than your mood. If nothing changes by year 5, the cost usually gets louder. Stress starts showing up as patterns of chronic fatigue, poor sleep, emotional eating, more weight gain, more irritability, less emotional availability, and less joy in everyday life. I've had a couple of clients who have made it to that particular stage, and this is where relationships can start taking hits, because when you never slow down, yeah, you may be physically present, but mentally somewhere else, because you react faster, listen less, you bring tension to the room without even realizing it. And the people you love don't just experience your work ethic, they experience your unprocessed stress. I mean, everyone around you feels it. Spouse, kids, friends, body definitely feels it. But here's the wild part. By year 5, many people still think the answer is push harder, get more done just to survive this season. Guilty of that too a few times before. That's why I could say this. But what if the answer is actually just micro rest? What if 1 to 5 minutes of mindfulness a day could begin changing the direction of your next 5 years? You know, those small little building blocks that add up to where you could form your house of mindfulness. Now, let's look at year 10. The bills come due. By year 10, I'll rest later becomes very, very expensive. Because now we're going into burnout, chronic stress patterns, blood pressure issues, anxiety, disconnection from purpose, emotional numbness, broken intimacy, relationships that feel strained or shallow, a body that feels older than it should. Man, that's when it really gets deep. And here's the saddest part. You could spend 10 years building a life that looks successful on paper while quietly losing the peace, presence, and vitality that will let you enjoy it. And that's what's wrong with a lot of successful people, and that's what's wrong with a lot of leaders as well. And that's basically the 10-year cost of never slowing down. It's not tiredness or being busy. It's just teaching your body and your mind that pressure is your permanent address. So let's flip it around a little bit and create an alternate timeline. What happens when you start small? What if instead of saying I'll rest later, you start integrating tiny mindfulness moments now? It doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be some unrealistic spiritual routine, but 1 minute of breathing before work, 3 mindful breaths before meals, a short body scan at night, 1 phone-free pause in the morning, and 1 mindful walk during the day. And when you do those things in about a year time, your nervous system gets more chance to reset. You become more aware of your body. Your reactions slow down. Your stress becomes more manageable. Fast forward to the 5th year, your sleep improves, your mood is stabilized, you feel more present in your relationships, and you're less likely to live on autopilot. Fast forward to year 10, you build life with rhythms of awareness. Your mind knows how to come back to the present, your body has learned safety, not just strain, and your relationships have benefited from a more calmer, more grounded version of yourself. Now, see, it's the same life, different inner experience, and that's the power of small mindfulness moments done consistently. So what should you do today is probably what you're thinking. Here's what you should remember first and foremost. You do not have to overhaul your whole life tonight. You just need to stop glorifying constant tension. Start with one of these today. I've made videos about these. A 60-second breath reset. Inhale for 4 seconds through your nose or through your nose. Hold your breath for 2 seconds and then exhale for 6 seconds out your nose or mouth. Phone free first thing in the morning. Before scrolling, just breathe and arrive. Go for a mindful walk and inhale for 3 steps through your nose and then exhale through your nose or mouth for every 3 steps. Evening body scan, like I mentioned. Notice where your body is carrying today. These are tiny things, but these things repeated can become trajectories, and trajectories becomes lives worth living. So if this message hits home, and let this be your reminder that I'll rest later is not free. It's going to cost you something regardless. But slowing down doesn't mean to stop living your life. It simply can mean learning how to return to yourself in small, consistent ways. And if you want help building that into a real mind, body, spirit transformation, that's where the HFWB Exercise Transformation Program comes into play, where movement, breathwork, and mindfulness and nervous system support and sustainable habits that fit your real life are the main focal points. And if you're ready to stop letting stress write your next 10 years, reach out for a free consultation and let's build a better path together. And if this video helps you, make sure to like, subscribe, and share it with someone who keeps saying, I'll rest later. This is Clifton Pope, your ISA certified exercise transformation specialist with HFWB. I do approve this message. And remember, y'all, take a break, slow down, and start now. I hope to hear from you soon. Peace.